I've been waiting for you. There is something important you must know. Your reality is being controlled by a small group of individuals who hold the reins of power and wealth. Don't be afraid. This story has a happy ending. But before you can uproot corruption, you must first understand it. Will you lend me a moment of your time? Good. Follow my voice. There is much to discuss. The elites, as I call them, are a mere fraction of humanity, less than 1% of the global population, and yet they hold more than half the world's wealth. They wield disproportionate influence over your world in many ways. Politics, for example, have become their playground. Through lobbying and campaign contributions, they can ensure that laws and regulations favour their interests. This perpetuates a system that marginalises the people. They also power the engines of Big Pharma, selling you unnecessary products while simultaneously controlling the prices of life-saving drugs, making healthcare a privilege rather than a right. But wait, why aren't we taught about any of this? They have infiltrated your educational institutions, funding schools and research. This has led to a curriculum that supports their worldview and economic interests, while priming you to enter the workforces that they dominate. They stifle innovation by monopolizing industries and exploiting labor, maximizing their profits at the expense of workers' rights and well-being. Maybe most sadly, they fund and promote the ever-churning gears of the industrial war machine. You see, the symbiotic relationship between governments and defense contractors drives a perpetual state of conflict, ensuring the profits of ongoing wars and military engagement continues. There's more, isn't there? Yes. Both social and traditional media outlets are owned by a handful of elite corporations. This is how they shape public discourse, control the narrative on key issues, silence dissenting voices, and promote agendas that align with their interests. The algorithms that drive these platforms are designed to maximize user engagement, often by promoting divisive content. This not only keeps you distracted, but also fosters a culture of polarization and conflict. Listen closely now. This deliberate effort to keep the masses divided is one of their most effective tactics. By amplifying social, racial, spiritual, and political tensions, they can divert attention away from their crimes and prevent an uprising. These days, you are all too busy pointing the finger to know what is really at play. But don't you see? These are all threads in a vast web spun by those who prioritize profit over people. Now, take a breath. Here's what you are going to do about it. It is critical that you overcome your differences and the hate that keeps you divided. You must band together, recognizing your shared struggles and common humanity. Only through unity and collective action will you challenge the power structures that seek to oppress you. Work together to demand change, to build a society that values equity, justice, and compassion for all. Once you treat each other with love, or at the very least, respect, you can forge a future where the interests of the many triumph over the greed of a few. You will be able to advocate for policies that redistribute wealth, dismantle conglomerates, and hold the elites accountable. You can call for transparency in media, transforming it from a tool of division into a platform for truth. You can restructure the schooling system and usher in a generation of free-thinking, informed children. You can change the world for the better, but only when you choose to act out of love. It isn't an easy path forward. No, and I know that you are overwhelmed, but trust me, You were created from love. You were created for this. Now, wake up.